In on Maryland right now, and that is where Democrats are pushing a major change to the state's minimum wage, a plan that could raise pay to $25 an hour, up from $15 an hour. That's what it is right now. So supporters say this would help workers keep up with the rising cost of living. But here's a question: what would it do to small businesses? Let's go straight out live to reporter John Gonzalez to bring us both sides of this debate. John, good morning.
Adam, good morning to you. Yeah, at least 6 Maryland lawmakers gathered with labor groups for a rally in Annapolis yesterday to unveil this new living wage for all bill. It is a proposal to increase the minimum wage statewide to $25 an hour. And of course, that would affect a lot of restaurants here in the area. The proposal would also end sub-minimum wages, including for tipped workers. Democratic delegates say the goal is to help workers keep up with rising costs, housing, food, healthcare, childcare. They point to new polling just this week showing 2/3 of voters here in the state support the idea, but some business owners, especially restaurants, say a jump this drastic could force cuts, higher prices on menus, or closures. Chris Beck, owner of Twin Arch Tavern in Carroll County, says the increase could mean fewer hours or jobs.
It's such a huge increase that, I'm concerned as to what it's going to cause us to have to do with our prices. I'm also concerned as to whether or not we can continue to employ as many people as we do today, given the pressure that it's going to put on us.
We are experiencing the greatest increase in the cost of living over the shortest period of time in United States history.
What do you say to those restaurant owners? I've talked to a few today who say this would be disastrous.
The National Restaurant Association has admitted on their own website that regardless of any wage changes or any law changes, about 1/3 of new restaurants close every year.
Now, Republican lawmakers and business groups say the change may be too soon, just 2 years after the last minimum wage increase. Supporters, including Delegate Adrian Boafo, say the bill will move this session with the committee hearings expected in Annapolis in the weeks ahead. Back to you inside.
So, John, this might sound familiar to folks because we've kind of been through this before. We did a lot of stories in the district when they raised its minimum wage, including for tipped workers. So is there a lesson to be learned here about D.C.'s experience with these increases in wage?
Yeah, Adam, you don't have to look too far. The district is also gradually increasing its minimum wage. Right now, it's close to $18 an hour. And the D.C. Council is also working to phase out tipped wages as well. But of course, restaurants in the city have cited financial strain. Impact over employment has been low. But again, restaurants really complaining, and that is why the D.C. Council has really paused certain parts of that very controversial Initiative 82. Maryland lawmakers here are keeping a very close eye on the district as they try to finalize their plan.
Yeah, certainly high stakes for the restaurant industry all across the area, and costs going up for everyone, including customers. John, thanks.